The town was pretty much built on the Vauxhall factory and the various motor industries that went with it. The jobs in the 60s and 70s were, they'd drag you off the street. My dad used to tell me people walking down the road, they'd pull him in off the street. Do you want a job? There would have been 10,000 people working there at its peak. I'd done a year at Vauxhall before Vauxhall closed. Most of the memories are the social side of it. If we go out for a beer or a meal with your group, they were the best times. Because there was always stuff doing around, because it was a very social job that we had, and they had good social structure.
Everybody knew somebody who worked at Vauxhall, and that was, you almost, at school, you almost thought you were going to work at Vauxhall because everybody worked there. I think he probably would have started as just an office junior, gradually worked his way through. He was an athlete, a very competitive athlete in his younger days. So he was, when he first at Vauxhall, he was heavily involved in the Vauxhall Athletics Club. Yearly event would be the Vauxhall Sports Day, which, pretty much everyone would go to that. So especially when he was kids, you look forward to going to that. You have three-legged races, your dad's races. Putting those events on, I think it probably make you feel more valued as a employee.
Vauxhall, or General Motors, was a mainstay in the town. It was a huge industry. Whichever way you looked, there were a huge creation of jobs. And that actually created a sense of stability. In any department, they would have their own little get-togethers and entertainment. Vauxhall had their own drama department and group called the Griffin Players, and they did pantomimes and plays. Everyone grumbles about going into work and so on, but at least you had that kind of industry where you knew you could go into work and you could, have fun at the end of the day, whether it be on a Friday going out for drinks or, getting to know people there, establishing friendships and that. So when that goes, it is a loss.
For so many decades, it was the number one employer, and then suddenly it's to disappear. Yeah, it's hard for a town to take. If it's gradual, it's not so bad, but this was like a shutdown. Emotional time for people, because they'd relied on it for generations. Fathers, sons and grandsons had all worked there, and they thought they'd always would work there.
The weekend would start on a Thursday night, and it'd be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it'd be buzzing. All the pubs would be packed. You walk through the town now, it's like a ghost town on a Friday or Saturday night. You can't believe it, really. People
today just don't go out and spend money in pubs and clubs like they used to. And I don't know if that's a knock-on effect for Vauxhall shutting down and less work, and people are moving away, and the community aspect has changed.
And when people are working and earning, then good things come into the community. People are shopping, people are going out for lunch, people are going out for dinner. There's a great nightlife scene. It really is what comes out of that industry. And when that industry goes and diminishes, then everything else falls as well.
You can't go away from the fact that you always get the negative reports of Luton, or the worst town, this, that and the other. But it's always been said, every town's got its problems, but it's how you work through them. Because there's still some great places, and you've still got, the Hat Factory, which provides a really great art service, live music and comedy. So there's some stuff out there in the town that's still being done, which is great.
It just needs more positivity being brought into the area.
I was only, 13, something like that, 13, 14. We played Derby, and I think we lost 3-1 or something. But the atmosphere just got me hooked, and that was that. and all the songs that were being sung. And then as soon as we'd sing a song, Derby would sing one back, and it was just, I just loved it. Come away buzzing, even though we lost, I come away buzzing. I can't believe there's any other club that has the feeling of supporting Luton. When we were going to the sort of non-league games, going to places like Bury and Tamworth, sitting or going into their little bars, their social bars, and drinking with the other fans, it was just the community spirit was brilliant.
I really remember the cup finals, I think, because Luton got to 88 cup final. Even though we weren't going, it was like the buzz of the town, even back then. I got a job up at Luton as a programme seller when I was about 13, which meant you were watching home games and it just hooked you. When you're winning or losing, you still go back. No one generally chooses to be a Luton fan. You want to be one of the bigger clubs. But actually, the more you learn as you go through, that is your club. Part of it is meeting your mates, going and watching football, winning football. And it doesn't matter if you beat Accrington Stanley or you beat Man United. At the end of the day, you still come away with the same buzz. You go and have the same beer somewhere else. You see the same mates. You go home and go, oh, what was the score? Oh, we won. Luton have gone through some random times. It was dropping down. We were getting fined. We were losing points. We were going down divisions. When you're threatened, you stand up and you want to be counted. The only way to really stop it was to try and rebuild. We should have a new fancy stadium eventually. It's been going on since 1959, so it's not something that's happened overnight. Don't want to just turn up on a motorway, get off, park up, walk in past the McDonald's and that's it. You need fans meeting in the pubs before, meeting afterwards, families meeting up after, and then that'll bring the town involved, which everyone is now.
People don't really think of us as a big team, so for the fact that an underdog team with such a lower budget compared to all the other, obviously, Premier League teams, it makes you so proud. When we do move into the new ground, we've got to hold on to that tight-knit, we're all fighting together mentality, because I think that actually drives us on for more than we probably recognise.
It really is important that they get this stadium built, because that is the only way things are going to change, because everyone has to go with it. Everyone's kind of latching onto that now, really, as a progression forward for the town, hopefully a springboard.
Luton itself has massively changed over the years. There's not the dark corners we used to come off and the little subways and things. It's a lot more open and pedestrianised.
It's got all the potential to be one of the best towns in the southeast.
Yeah, absolutely.
For connections and people to want to come and live here and work here and just visit.
Obviously, it's got its rough areas, but then what town hasn't? And just hoping that the new development of the ground inspires the rest of the town and builds it all up.
You do feel proud of where you live. You have to, because you would just leave. If you have pride, then you're going to nurture that town. You're going to nurture the things that go on in there, and everything matters. If you don't care about your town, then, what do you care about? You have to care about where you live.